Good evening and a warm welcome to you for round 24 on this cold Melbourneian night in Altona. We're at Paisley Park where the Altona Magic set to take on Moreland City at this pointy end of the NPL 2024 season. I'm Adam Palombi on the commentary position. We're excited for the proceedings which we're about to see unfold shortly. The Magic in their last 5 have had 2 home games, both 1-0 victories against the Port Melbourne Sharks and Avondale respectively. As for City, recently and for much of the season it hasn't gone their way. Although not mathematically out the race yet, they simply need something tonight. Having had a brief chat to Colin Cooper in the build-up to this game, he concedes that the side is rather quote-unquote undermanned. However, we'll be hoping that those brought into the side will seize upon the opportunity. So we will look to provide those lineups to you shortly. Might just start with the hosts. Christian Rossi, the captain, is in goal this evening. Jordan Delides lines up with Alexander Gust, Philip Yosevsky and Aaron O'Driscoll in the back line. Saad Makausha joins the likes of Galvin Tasevsky. Mohamed Al-Halawi in the engine room with Bulgaush. Bulgaush joining the likes of many more in the attack as there's a play unfolding here, just putting a brief proceedings to the starting lineups as a clearance had to be made. Feeling that attacking lineup was Philip Yosevsky alongside Daniel Fabrizio. As for Moreland, not entirely sure in regards to respective positions, but the young Alexander Condolian is the captain and he is in goal. At fullback to the right of your screen, he's in possession now. There's Aidan Croucher. Gura Rob alongside Nilman Ali. That's the centre-back partnership. Diogo Cuba is in the engine room with Rahul Suresh as the left fullback. Judah Tharjaith also in the starting lineup. Christos Theodorakopoulos has been named the number 7. He's back in Moreland colours, having joined from Manningham. His presence will be felt tonight as he accumulates that playmaker role, which has seen him being lively across the goal-scoring ranks throughout the competition this season. As Jose Sands leads the line for City. Well, a couple more names we haven't mentioned in the lineup include Kasa Kamarad and Algan Kifley. Moreland haven't exactly had quite the spell this season. Competition having gotten that touch stronger. Haven't really made the adjustments required, although their pre-season signings were something to be at least joyful about for City fans. They've tend to, well, struggle throughout the majority of this season. Looking back at their last 5 results. Positive signs, of course, against the likes of Manningham and Heidelberg. They really made the Burgers earn all 3 points upon that occasion at CB Smith Reserve. And sharing the point at Manningham the week prior. Although it's not conclusively done yet. They still might have a pulse if they can conjure up a result here tonight and hope results elsewhere in the weeks that follow go their way. As Fabrizio turns, it's going to go across the face of goal, which the referee signals a corner. Lucas Mattia, the man in charge this evening. Jackson Lanty and William Quartermain are the assistant referees. The fourth official being Joshua Drakeford. Quick note on Lucas Mattia. He was kind enough to let me borrow his referee's jacket, which I'm currently wearing upon this wet and cold gantry. Ball into the box. Fabrizio trying to attack at the front post. Clearance was necessary from Moreland, and I'll be happy to just rekindle possession rather deep. The throw hasn't even seemed to reach its first man. Might be another attempt perhaps forthcoming. Some results this week in the men's competition which have really caught the eye. It's at Green Gully where La Familia had put 6 past their hosts in a contest culminating 6 goals to 1. Heavy wins pretty much everywhere. You look at South Melbourne last night, 4-0 victors. Rather contempt the way they played. Manningham against, well, not against rather, but away from home. They've gone to the Frank Holohan Soccer Complex. Grabbed all 3 points, but Moreland might have a chance opening up here. Gets trying to play, shot towards goal, and Rossi parries away, but for a brief moment it looked as if Christian Rossi had not handled that one exactly well. Brief confusion at the expense of a corner, and Sarjaith, it was striking. Got decent velocity on the ball, which allowed the captain to exhibit some confusion. So corner for City. The visitors, well, they have to ask questions. Nice cross, has shaped, cleared away at the near post. Still remains within their jurisdiction. It's a difficult back pass, which has been dealt with by City for the meantime. All the way back to Condolian in goal. Searching pass further up the pitch is headed away by Magic as they look to try to settle into some possession of their own. And to remain composed on the ball. Deep in the back half now they were. With some fine spreading of the play from Yosevsky. Long ball forward. In search of the more advanced Alexander Gust, who's not usually accustomed to being so far up the pitch. He usually enjoys playing that full back role, but this evening he's in a more advanced attacking position. And of course being on the left side of the field. Condolian, O'Driscoll will compete, he'll rise and he'll head away. McCasher in the engine room getting busy, spreads out wide. Time perhaps for the Magic to just settle within possession and try to take some of the early sting out the game. Control from the throw. Twisting is Yosevsky in midfield. Options out wide. That advanced area is the fullback for this occasion. Out of Stajevski. Searching pass over the top. Fabrizio tried the first time pass perhaps, and Condolian will come out and claim. It's El Howley rather. On that right flank. He's in possession. Give and go, but out of real estate and off the corner flag. Something you don't usually see every day. See Jose Sands just trying to have half a sniff to lead. He's happy to have possession within his grasp. His gusts. Magic, well, they're patient. There's not much really to play for. Of course, they're looking to finish inside the top 6, although it's only the final 4 that qualify for finals. A loss at Dandy City certainly gives the Magic essentially half a claim. Although there are quite a mountain rather of teams in front of the side currently in 9th place who are in a more promising position to finish the season as high up the table as they can. Perhaps looking to avoid the bottom 4. Or 5 rather. As Mikausha sidesteps. Delides looks to explore his options of El Haloui. Surrounding him was Fabrizio. El Haloui. Driscoll's content with the way in which the side are currently holding possession. Trying to break the lines now. They were Gust. Stajewski. Deft touch towards Gust. Fine play from the Magic. Stajewski wants to keep going. Mattia hasn't sounded his whistle, which Moreland were waiting for. Perhaps a hold in which City were asking. Not for the manager to... Well, he's having his early implications on the contest. He wants it to be free-flowing and forthcoming for both sides. As the switch was the option, which is controlled. Sent down line by Croucher, who's back in possession. Jose Sands making a leading run, who's intent to get to this ball. Fine use of the body, but Moreland will rekindle. In fact, it might have been Kasper Kamarad who made that initial run. As Mikausha hits the deck off of Croucher. Bit of confusion between the 2 City players. Thiago Cuba and Karamad just perhaps not being on the same wavelength. As Gauch was the intended target. Heavy press forthcoming. Condolian under duress is happy to have the ball sent towards the Paisley Park Soccer Pavilion. This last time in which that was in full use was against Avondale for the first edition of the Autism Cup. It was quite the joint collaborative effort between both clubs. Beyond the Blue also involved, and $63,000 was raised for a tremendous cause, raising awareness for autism. As that was a more friendly initiative from both clubs. That was rather unfriendly from O'Driscoll, who's just letting Jose Sands know of his presence. And Atia sees nothing wrongdoing. There's a long ball over the top. He might sit up and skid along the wet turf. Deft touch, allowing for a chance to be forthcoming. Fabrizio done really well until the final knockings of that play. Just couldn't find his teammates in the centre. There will be Mattia issuing a free kick and a yellow card to the overzealous El Haloui. Long ball forward. Jive might try and get something around it. Ball was out of the way. Player just getting stuck near the player sheds, if you will, of the Paisley Park Pavilion. As there might be a chance over the top, which Gus will try and make something of. Croucher has done well. As City try to remain composed. It's going to work somehow. I don't think that was intended at all. There's a kick at thin air, but Darjaith will find Sands, who controls along the wet turf. Gauch. Cuba getting involved in the engine room. Delides. Darjaith pressing and earning possession fairly. Options ahead of Darjaith. Karamad, one of those, is acknowledged. Chance perhaps for the cross. Ball flung in. It's bounced off the head of Darjaith, which hadn't really settled anything for City. Progressing forward now. The incisive option was what was the idea from the Magic on that occasion. With Yosevsky looking to break the lines for Gauch to run in behind. With Gauch, who's usually a player that likes to remain out wide, is more central this evening. A few usual names you're not seeing in this Altona Magic side at this stage of the season. As a crossing possibility might arrive, Delides. Cross, no one really attacking it. Questionable clearance, you might argue, had occurred from a Rob. Makausha. Quite the magician in his own right. It's going to fizzle out wide for a crossing chance. And City are just managing. Not the lack of intent from the Magic, but they seem like there's no real urgency. I feel as if they're aware they might have a few chances to break this Moreland City defence as O'Driscoll goes lunging in right in front of Mattia. Remaining on the deck. Suresh, who O'Driscoll had absolutely gone bundling in. Both sets of managers weren't exactly too fond of what they might have seen there. Goran Lozanovsky just having a little bit to say. We know he's quite the outspoken coach across Football Victoria. About the majority of his both playing and coaching career as Gauch is pressing. He's been encouraged by Lozanovsky. So Dragan Ostogic's men this evening. Hasn't been a poor start from them, and you feel like based off last week and the week prior they might just feel there's an upset on the cards potentially at a time in the season where they simply need it. Quite the fond memories for Christian Rossi in his last home appearance, having denied Blake Carpenter from the spot for Avondale to ensure the 3 points remained at Paisley Park. It's quite the drama-some culmination to that contest as Makausha. Measured pass, Gauch running onto it. Rob does really well despite being isolated defensively. Gusts. Dancing and finding an open man. Fine shape on the cross. Rob happy to head away. Caught sweetly initially by the fullback for the Magic. As O'Driscoll calms things down. Al-Halawi. Overlapping run will arrive potentially, which is not acknowledged. It was cut off. Gauch. Rob's done well. He does have the size differentiation in terms of strength over Gauch, as Karamad just keeping Delides honest, and the fullback may have just won this individual battle as he launches down the line. Flick on from Fabrizio upon his stride. As Al-Halawi is an option, that was the initial pass. Back heel on display. Nice move from the Magic. Crunching tackle. It props up for Yosevsky. Shifts it out wide. Gust and Gauch unmarked in the box. Arob trying to just defend this move as it's crossed in. It's not dealt with. But Mattia has seen something in the build-up in which he is deemed a foul, alleviating City momentarily of that Altona attack.
Alex, stay up. To your left, Alex, to your left. Drop. Find the long drop. Second ball. Don't overrun. Hold. Don't overrun. Somebody's going to get behind the ball. Second ball. Jordy, what's your second?
Chance opened up for City. They could be in here. Effort, a goal is a fantastic one. The spot up is saved. It remains alive and it goes in for Moreland City. You simply can't blink in games like these. And the man who appeared to be injured is up on his feet and scoring. Raul Suresh with the finish. The effort from Jadua Tharjaith would have been in contention for goal of the round had it found the net. It found the post instead. The follow-up hit Christian Rossi at close range. But the second time of asking, it's the visitors who simply need to win in order to keep what looks unlikely, but their tenure inside the highest Victorian competition alive. And they're off to the right start with the goal. Simply cannot afford to look away. Well, the play seemed to have simmered momentarily. Being the solo man this evening, you put your head down once, and well, if you don't pay full attention at all moments, you might just be compromised. Throughout that confusion, I was attempting to try and get some more clarification upon player identifications. Nearly came back to bite me on the rear. So 1-0 to City. Just under 20 minutes played. Haven't really seen much of Theodorakopoulos, who has been rather the attacking outlet this season. Looks like he's playing a more holding role this evening in the heart of midfield. It's part of his repertoire. That's prompted the hosts to perhaps ignite as the ball over the top wasn't dealt with, but the flag has gone up to indicate offside. Colin Cooper had mentioned how scarce this Moreland City side were this evening, if I'm not mistaken. There's only 3 substitutes in which they can utilise their advantage. In comparison to the Magic bench, well, it's not visible from here, but having seen those warm up for the start of the match, they've got plentiful numbers to utilise as cold conditions might call for cramp. And well, not to have that negative implication, but given how slippery it is out on the playing surface, there is always that risk of injury. Theodorakopoulos has shape, fine delivery, open header. Narrowly close. West City to making it 2. And that was a major chance, which Kiffel was so close to claiming. It's a great delivery from Theodorakopoulos. He was finding perhaps a new sense of life in this midfielding position that he's acquired this evening. So quite the season with Manningham just before returning to Moreland City, a club in which he played for a couple of years. Still quite a young man in his own retrospect, but certainly has a lot of football to be played as Gaush, fine touch. Wasn't the same from Al Haloui. Fabrizio. Yosevsky. Patience from the Magic. Ball sent forward. It's going to be dealt with by a Rob. And now running at pace. The goal scorer. Suresh. Incisive pass. Options hadn't exactly arrived. Karamad became somewhat isolated. Gust. Down the line, wanting to get Yosevsky to work, and Kura Rob comes across and is happy to clear. Stajevsky's throw. Happy to rekindle with O'Driscoll. Great ball from the centre-back. Chance here for Altona! And the equaliser. Hadn't taken them long at all. Daniel Fabrizio. Off the volley. It was a great ball from O'Driscoll inside his defensive half. It's rather too easy for the hosts, as they've wasted no time in making it one apiece. That's been much of the narrative this season for City. Many sliding doors moments where they've had chances to hit the front, yet they've been undone by things in which, at this level, you simply cannot afford to leak, if you will, and you simply can't afford to concede, as Jose Santos let the ball roll beyond him, and now he's eager to get it rolling again. So both sides have scored. With City being, I don't think they could have been any closer. Upon that initial chance they had, it might have just been Tharjaith that headed wide upon that occasion. But now Altona look to have some intent. Gaush has pace, and he's making a real difficult task of clearing their lines for City. Both centre-backs involved weren't exactly certain. Gaush causing some issues. Heavy press. Karamad somehow keeps it within his jurisdiction. Suresh. Back towards Croucher. Now Rob shifts out wide. Ali. There was elegant Kifley. Deft touch from Theodore Akopoulos. Shifted out wide by a Rob. Karamad. O'Driscoll lunging. Sands arriving. Holding up the play. Shifted out wide. Tharjaith takes a touch. Edge of the box. Steps over. Gets his shot away, which is blocked on this occasion. Follow-ups there. It bounces. Out for a corner. Diogo Cueva thought he'd try his luck in the raffle. Just notice, might touch on the wet conditions, but the ball is skidding and sliding upon each of the efforts that we have witnessed so far. Your mind just shifts back to that Tharjaith effort. That would have been an absolute perler. I feel as if the Magic defence and the likes of Toledes are aware of that cut inside. Finesse type like shot. City corner, crossed in central. Rossi punches away, but Lucas Mattia just having his say on the contest. See the Magic supporters just giving it large to Dare I say Theodorokopoulos, who sent the ball away in frustration. Which was not really in frustration, it's back towards the goalkeeper of Rossi. Driscoll moves to his fullback. Gust with his chest does supremely well. And yet again, the incisive options, what they're hunting for, Magic. Kusevski trying to unlock Gauch. All he needs is half a chance in behind. That's a great ball over the top. Condolian's read that superbly well. And alleviated Moreland. Yet another goal-scoring opportunity, perhaps. That's an awkward back pass. It's dealt with. Momentarily, lot of composure. Numan Alai had to be pristine, and although the initial slip-up has transitioned nicely now with Theodorokopoulos for City. Shifting out wide, making a real difficult trapment of the ball for Karamad, who rightfully cannot control. Makausha. El Haloui is in behind the fullback who pressed. Kifley couldn't win the ball. Gauch, edge of the area, trying to get his shot away. Ricochets off Gust. Clearance had to be made. Gauch's deft header on towards Yasevski. El Haloui trying to find shape on the cross, and Jaith will be in the way. If you are a Dynamo supporter watching on, they take on Dandy Thunder tomorrow at Churchill Reserve, which has become a real fortress last month. Primarily the signing of Lee Broxham. It's become a major talking point around Victoria. He has seemed to have steadied the ship completely, allowing for their naturally gifted wingers of Lucas Burns and their fullbacks, the likes of Martinovic, who are both in the team of the week for around 23. Where Dynamo against the Oakley Cannons cause an upset. The one Josh Fowler goal being the difference on last Sunday's encounter in St Albans. So City have to hope that at the expense of Dynamo that their form just deviates right when it's fluctuated the right way for them at this stage of the season. That transfer window proving to pay dividends. That's Makausha. That's crafty. It's a fine read from big centre-back of a Rob who routinely clears. Masterful from Makausha. Takes all the heat out that equation. Allows for another Altona move to culminate. Gauch. Fabrizio, an option now. Cross towards the back posts from El Haloui. Nobody home. Don't think Goran Losinovski was too pleased with what he saw there. Makausha gets it moving on. Give and go between Fabrizio and El Haloui. A chance perhaps opening up for City. Jose Sands is only ahead of Karamad. O'Driscoll positions his potty to force the slight touch away. So remain composed upon trying to exit the offensive third. It's Diogo Kilba in that advanced position for City. This game's got a nice feel to it though. There's a lot of transitions in play as steaming forward Stajewski. Might look to go himself. He didn't really have many runners forward. He receives the ball in which he lost. He slides in rather late, right in front of Lucas Mattea. He's going to have a chat and clear the protests from City. Careful, might be feeling that one in the morning. He was certainly impeded by the rampaging Stachevski.
Stay up! Hey, stay up! Alex! 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 Alex!
Gondolian will launch forward. Sands trying to get underneath it. Theodorakopoulos nipping at the heels. Now Makausha. You can see each time as long ball sent forward by Altona Magic Engine Room. Gondolian seems to just step up as Rossi having to do the same. Here's dispossessed. Chance might open up, but the flag has gone up. Jai thought as if he was going to try a cheeky chip over the top of Christian Rossi, who, like his counterpart goalkeeper, as I mentioned, starting to use the full length of his box. Not sure if that's been picked up on the ambient microphone around the stadium, but Goran Lovzanovski, as you mentioned, he's a character. He is a character, rather. Certainly an outspoken man in his own right. Stachevski headed away momentarily. Said to be one with Gust just colliding with Kyoba. Croucher underneath it. Kyoba will loft back towards his fullback Croucher, who heads on to no avail. The foul will be awarded by Matea, who was keen to let things just breathe yet again. Makausha will distribute wide. Now Holloway. Makausha. O'Driscoll. We've seen his presence further up the pitch throughout this occasion. Has earned himself an assist already. Looks to step up each time he's in possession as Gusts. Teasing ball. Not exactly too fruitful. Nor is the clearance, in which could not be kept alive by Suresh. Stachevski. Makausha looks comfortable in the engine room tonight so far. Orchestrating the play, and there's a few open shirts for the Magic. Stachevski's one of those. Makausha. Fine spread out wide. El Haloui took it first time. Trying to just play it up for the likes of both Fabrizio and Gauch to potentially eat up. Half-time not too far away, and there's been talking points in this contest so far. Both sides not exactly wanting to be dominant in possession. It's been rather free-flowing. I haven't really seen either keeper being forced into a proper save yet. As Gauch looks to run at pace. The ball's going to sit up properly for the Magic to strike. And Yosevsky, who was a bit of a gift, given there was no real clearance made, and perhaps Philip on that occasion hadn't wrapped his spirit around the way of the ball, in which he would have thought he would have liked to, I suppose, in attempts to beat Gondolian. O'Driscoll. Gus just takes a heavy touch amidst the roughness of the turf. It's getting caught up in all the mud. Trusting the pitch of Paisley Park. Theodorokopoulos falls back to Kraushaar. Schaas measures it up for Jose Sands. He wants to venture forward. He's got options left and right. Karamad flicking towards Sands. Theodorokopoulos will let fly and has earned a corner. Intent from City. They want to take it quick. Cuba. Jaif. Back towards Keffel. A Rob launching it. Well, you'd feel as if he was intending to try and find Jaif. With Chidua in no region upon when the ball was played. Cuba gets in the way. Cross forthcoming. Rossi claims and takes it upon his stride. Throws quickly. Gauch isolated. Many City shirts ahead of him, but Gauch gets to work. Looks like he's going to try to hold up the play momentarily. It's a good read from Alloy. Theodorokopoulos. Karamad back towards Christos Theodorokopoulos. Who had Cuba making an advanced run. Enjoys doing that, Diego Cuba. Much like his relative of Chian Cuba. Has a bit of a slip. And Jaif might have been off to the races. That's going to be a card. The Magic, on that instance, just shooting themselves in the foot. Jaif looked like as if he was off to the races, but his shirt right at the gate was held. So many bodies in the box. We're on that outside cusp of it. As Theodorokopoulos look to set sail on the free kick. Fine shape towards the outer skirts of that box, where they earn a corner. Back on set piece duties. Theodorokopoulos to fly it in. A little shape on the cross, hasn't beaten the first man. It sits up for Cuba. Gust hasn't exactly cleared. Theodorokopoulos, the flag will stay down. He won't find a cross. Gust recovers well. Gauch, the deepest we've seen him. Gets it back from Yasevsky. Kaushaar. Driscoll wants that long option. Yasevsky might be that man. It's going to skid up for him, but the flag will go up. Frustrated that he's offside.
Turn! Bring it up, Bill! Look where the lino is.
Dolian sends it long. Stajewski heads away momentarily. Theodorokopoulos trying to go backwards to go forwards. Fabrizio. It's all about the timing of the pass and the shape upon it. Gauch was onside. That's a bit of a smile towards the provider, and whom just couldn't allow for that ball to prompt up nicely. Enough for Gauch to cause issues for Condolian. He will receive. Nothing to really go for. That was a gesture, but he's picked out Karamaz supremely well. But he was on his own. Gus shifts gears. Fine turn. And now Gauch steps inside. Little Gauch tries his luck. Low effort, just seized upon by Condolian. Spaseski done nicely to open up the space following the little body feint. Which allowed Gauch to get that effort away, but haven't really seen a rather firm effort find a goal. It was more the placement he was trying to find there. Perhaps just take a leaf out of Giant's book as Rodokopoulos, Gus, accustomed to defensive duties, does well. Goes down right in front of Joran Lozanovsky, but O'Driscoll. He's got attacking fever. He's fed it in nicely for El Halawi. Chance for the Magic. Gauch couldn't seize upon them opportunity. But it sits up for Yasevsky, who fires into the back of a City shirt. And Paul Gauch had the simplest of tasks that play to convert. Zoran Lozanovsky at half-time might opt to put Aaron O'Driscoll in a more advanced attacking position, considering upon those runs he makes from his centre-back area like a hot knife through butter through the centre of the park. This half-time can't be too far away. The board about to go up. A couple of question marks surrounding how much added time. Hasn't been many stoppages, so we wouldn't expect too much. Is there enough time, perhaps, for either side to have one last strike upon each other before that half-time whistle sounds? O'Driscoll, Gust. O'Driscoll wants it back. He'll get it back. He touches it. Yasevsky's cross, fine shape, back post. Who's home? O'Halu is knocking at the door, but he simply wouldn't answer as Yasevsky spins. Gets around Suresh momentarily. Cuba under duress. Fouled Gus, but there was no added time as Lucas Matias sounds for the first half at Paisley Park, where the visitors, they struck first following a scrambled effort from Suresh, which was cancelled out by Fabrizio only 5 minutes after the opener had occurred. Half-time, Paisley Park, one apiece. We'll return shortly for the second half of this round 24 clash live on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. and lift off in the second half of this encounter, in which you feel as if should be within the host's advantage, but it's Moreland City who, although they're not showing signs of desperation yet, they're willing to leave themselves open in attack, or in defence rather, to give themselves a chance in attack to find the 3 points required, in which they need for survival. But that Karamat effort, well, he was a bit over-ambitious and well and truly over the bar for the first proceedings of the second half. Although thankfully the rain has stopped and subsided. It was rather wet throughout this typical July day in Melbourne. We're glad that, I think the players and officials alike are glad that the rain has subsided, but there's rather dewy freshness, especially being in Altona, considering the ocean breeze isn't too far away. There's gusts. Oh, a bit of a miscue defensively, and now Gauch, who's looking to erase the taste of that initial effort he had on goal. And Bull Gauch does exactly that. Having squandered a golden opportunity right at the death of the first half, within the first 60 seconds of the second, takes it with two hands. And for the first time this evening, the hosts lead. Rob has been rather impressive until that calamity for City. He simply flung a boot at that pass, in which was towards his region, and well, it was basically on a platter for Gauch, who was looking to rectify that previous blip. So the Magic in front. Bull Gauch has added yet another goal to the tally, which has grown quite well this season. It's 11 goals now in 23 competitive matches. And it's kept alive by Tharjath. No, it's not. Bit delayed upon the call, but it finally arrived. In terms of the goal-scoring race, now Abdullah's 1-free kick against the Burgers on Friday night at Olympic Village only puts him 3 goals behind the 2022 recipient of the Golden Boot, Harrison Sawyer. He's looking for yet another of those accolades. 16 goals in 21 games for South's captain. An instrumental player to Esteban Quintas and his contingent at Lakeside. Former teammate of Theodore Akopoulos, a version of Manningham, equal with Abdallah on goals, as is does teammate of Lloyd Isgrove at Hume City. But it feels as if the final rounds, in terms of the personal goal scoring accolade, it might just remain with Harrison Sawyer. As that clearance wasn't routine and opened up a chance. It was Gauch trying to backheel in defence, and Suresh pounced upon it, but the ball for Sands was never going to reach him. Now Gauch wants to run full steam ahead at Rob, whose nut will be throbbing right now. He understood the threat of Bull Gauch. Hadn't exactly had, well, he had a clear-cut chance, but nothing in which he had to craft in his zone. He was balanced upon that occasion. Had so much composure upon the finish, as he rolls it to Gust, who flicks on nicely. Stajewski progressing. Options queuing up in the box for Fabrizio Lofts. Ball perhaps a bit too high for Daniel to garner a header onto. But Tharjath wants to go on an excursion.
That was your goal, mate.
I'm not sure if that's been picked up yet again on the ambience, but there's an acre of space to Tharjith's left in which he hadn't acknowledged, and you can just see Castro Karamat was rightfully disappointed to not be acknowledged upon that attacking scenario. Don't know what exactly Tharjith might have been looking for there over the top, perhaps Theodorakopoulos or Suresh in a wider area, but oh well. The execution of that idea not exactly bring home the roses. Theodorakopoulos heads the pass, or heads the ball on rather, trying to pass it on to a teammate. Being stuck in, earns possession back. Kyoba. Sands. Looked like he was going to wind up towards goal from a long way out as he spear tackled to the ground. But in that wrestling match, it's Sands who's going to be impeded. Looked like he might have been brought down. It feels like he was the one doing the bringing down. Jose Sands is Moreland City's most prominent goal scorer before the arrival of Theodorakopoulos. 8 goals this season for Jose in 23 games. Theodorakopoulos showing it both with Manningham and Moreland on 9 in 21 appearances. Kazisevsky, Mattia getting in the way momentarily. Play will continue. Stajevsky, Makausha. Yosevsky, Tadidis on the right. Tadidis having received from Yosevsky, Makausha. For that killer touch, Yosevsky trying to force across. And it's just going to fizzle out for a throw-in the deepest possible throw-in position. Keffel, who was a little bit uncertain about it, ultimately cleared his lines adequately. But now Stajevsky. Chance over up. Spasevsky will let fly. Kondolian will save. Gash will be there. Kondolian yet again. The flag will go up. But the captain leading by example in goal. Alexander Kondolian. Valiance personified from the young goalkeeper. That simply needs to polarise City. A season which has been very lacklustre for them. They need to find moments like those to build upon. Especially when there's half a chance, perhaps, against a side whom are looking to attack at every possible opportunity. Meanwhile, Yosevsky couldn't just find that little pocket of space. Could argue for Gauch to interpret. Tharjith is compact, but has nifty feet. Gus tacked the slide. It will remain with Tharjith. His pass will be kept alive by Sands. Theodorakopoulos bullied off it by Gust. He searches out wide for Fabrizio. The flag stays down. Cross into the box. Head of the way by Rob. Danger not averted entirely. Fabrizio. Gust, first time touch. Spaseski. El Halawi to Gust. Altona building. Might have gone behind El Halawi. He keeps it somehow momentarily. Kyoba has to spin. He had until Kondolian claim. Takes no time at all. Kondolian goes long. El Halawi composed. Magic want to try again. Interplay with Spaseski and Fabrizio. They haven't caught up in the roughness of Paisley Park. Careful. He's not too sure on what to do. It's a nice touch. Momentarily, the whistle will sound. Hold of the shirt. That's why it moves to Mattia Deems. It's Moreland trying to take no time. Theodorakopoulos never really got going in this contest. He will be brought to the bench. night in which I'm sure he won't look back on too fondly. He wasn't too poor upon his performance, just wasn't really having much of an impact. Perhaps to the credit of the engine room from Altona, keeping that good or Aquapolis threat just at bay. Just want to grab some clarification upon that Moreland City substitution. And was not featured upon their team sheets provided by the referee. To make sure that we get that one correct as we look to just see who's come on. Ball moved out wide. El Haloui goes around, careful. Cross, not dealt with at all. It's gone all the way in. Certainly not expected. But he won't mind that at all. El Haloui, which appeared to be a cross, has curled its way beyond Condolian into the bottom left corner. And Altona extend. 2 goals they lead by 3-1 the score. Mohamed El Haloui will claim it. It was rather surprising in all honesty, considering he felt like he was trying to pick someone out at the far post. He won't mind that. But the chat is, something's going on the touchline where the fourth officials had to come across. Goran Lozanovsky is absolutely furious. Not exactly sure what might be occurring, but he's having a fair bit to say to both William Quartermain and Joshua Drakeford. But you can hear him all the way up in the gantry. Even though his side have installed a 2-goal lead, he was absolutely furious. You could potentially hear what he was saying. It wasn't too fruitful. Nor has the performance been from Moreland. It feels as if tonight was their last possible chance, and well, they'll have to go back to the drawing board. Back in VPL1 for next season. It looks all but unlikely now. Might mathematically be over following tonight also. They simply had to, although they started well, they had to find something. It's not over yet, of course. There's still time to pull things back on level terms, but 3 points, you feel, is what they needed. And, well, they've certainly just dropped off and not held any intensity in this second half. In contrast to last week, they certainly brought a game to Heidelberg at CB Smith. They just haven't seemed to sustain that same spate of momentum, perhaps, if you will, with the positives they could have taken away from last week. They haven't really seemed to have brought into tonight, despite that positive start. As El Haloui, fine football from the Magic. Fabrizio tries a flick, it's going to work. El Haloui to just dance around a few city shirts, gets the cross away. Gauch takes a touch, gets around his marker momentarily, still has it within his jurisdiction. Gauch trying to get his shot away. It sits up for Spasevsky. Cash in practice for Condolian. Jose Satz shifting beyond. Yasevsky still keeps it. Joff. Kyoba Touch out wide. Suresh. O'Driscoll will be under some duress. The press was heavy. O'Driscoll does well with all his experience. That's the Magic draw a foul. So Stephen Lawless will look to enter the party for the Magic. That'll be all she wrote. For the evening for Gavin Tasevsky. So he makes way. He's in no rush to get off. He's off the playing surface and unsure where he's walking to. It might be the club rooms. No, he's going to go the long way around to get to Goran Lozanovsky's bench.
Good, drive, 3v1, drive! Keep going, Obi, keep going!
As double change is ready to enter for the visitors. Again, look at there. More homework for us to do on commentary, considering there's no names upon those two numbers that are ready to enter, as Fabrizio was lunging. Lawless with his first touch, testing Condolian, but the ball had gone out of play. So there's that change you mentioned from City. And again, careful, that'll be all that he'll have to do on this occasion. He, in all honesty, hadn't exactly had much influence. As the goal scorer opened the scoring, Rahul Suresh also just being taken off. Still want to just find some identification on who exactly has been brought on. Still without it. Apai Yakuno is number 11. He's leading the line currently for City. Got some clarification there perhaps, but not so much for those in whom just came on, scrambling quickly upon the game day application. See what the ladder is. But it's not being our friend. So Mikasha and Stachevsky behind the dead ball into a teasing area, which Talides was trying to interpret. Condolian will usher that out of play. Sands might have a chance for Moreland. He puts it on a plate. Chance here for them, which Yakuno takes against the run of play. That's what City required. And they pull something out the fire. Well, they're staggering on the ropes, but they've thrown one left counter back. And they're in striking distance, perhaps, to find that punch that will put them on level terms. 3-2 the score. Free-flowing contest. Nice nature about it at Paisley Park. Really came from nowhere. It's been much off the ladder, this competition. It might just be Curtis Miley, the number 3. That would be my prediction for Moreland City. It was Rahul Suresh that was wearing number 2 this evening. Usually wearing number 3. It's in accordance, of course, with game day. But we're going to go with Curtis Miley as number 3. That's prompted the Magic to perhaps just have some more polish in their attack. Fabrizio. El-Hawli from Lawless. Running now. Mohamed El-Hawli cross into the box. Yosevsky sits up for him. Spins around a few. And get his shot away. Stajevski got across. Nakasha, incisive. Lawless's flick was fruitful. It's not working. Still Lawless, getting stuck in. Gauch settling his feet, getting his shot away. Condolian parrying. And a clearance had to be made. Just cast your mind back to a few Altona matches this season. The hosts love a goal fest. That's for sure. And well, throughout the course of the 2024 campaign, you just cast your mind back to the Manningham contest they had, where Theodorakopoulos was representing the Blues at Petty's Reserve. It was a 9-goal thriller going the way of the Magic. 5-4, Lawless with the final goal, the winner. This is a free header arriving from Stajevski. Was unable to guard it home. Last time these two sides met, it was 4-1 at CB Smith back in round 9. They simply don't mind those contests. That's, of course, if they're on the winning end of those. In fact, that was actually Manningham at CB Smith. To rectify Altona's results. But we know they enjoy having goal fest contests. Their home form has certainly been something to discuss. Certainly enjoy playing at Paisley Park. It's a fortress, so you tend to make it difficult for the visitors and who come here. Home wins against St Albans and Melbourne Knights. More recently against Port Melbourne Sharks and Avondale, they've had glimpses of when they're at their best at home. But meanwhile, Jive numbers with City. It's all about the timing of the pass. Sands is wide. Akuno at the back post. That's where the ball's gone towards. Jive tried to take it on the volley. Lawless. And Jive will compete right in front of Lucas Mattia. Incisive pass, not unlocking the midfield. As Fabrizio, he might look to venture quickly. Numbers perhaps now with Altona. Makausha, Gust, Lawless, has the fresh legs. Takes a touch. Back to Gust. Crosses in. The deftest touch allows him to open up for Yosevsky. And Condolian gets across. Condolian pumps it long. Sands and O'Driscoll. Sands has to be cautious. He's on a card. Long below the top. Akuno's onto this! But he couldn't keep it low, and that would have been the equaliser. City finding something. They've shifted a gear. And nearly the moment for the man off the bench to found his second. So close, yet so far. Akuno simply had the opportunity, which he carved out in front of him. It was not far at all from taking it. Ball in behind was the idea from Cuba. Just couldn't manufacture the pass. Fabrizio Dances beyond Cuba and opens up the space for Lawless. He has fresh legs. His pass incisive. Fabrizio takes a touch, gets his shot away. Fine block was necessary, and Karamad's going to feel that in the morning as Cuba is going to feel the turf, having tried to turn. 4 goals this season, 5 now in 22 games for Akuno, away from South Sudan. Plays the second striker, usually a centre forward, but Sands wants to run, and he has Akuno up for the pass. Kept alive by Tharjaith. Chance for City. Tharjaith measures an attempt on goal. And it had such shape. It had such beautiful shape on it. Dare I say it deserved to go in.
Go down, Az! Go down!
He is a player for City in whom has that something, has that special something. And he has been agonisingly close tonight to finding it on now 2 occasions. There's the post on the first, although that was fired up with a goal. This one, he just got it a little bit too high. But that would have been an absolute plum, have it found the top right corner. Feels as if Altona, he hasn't had many chances, Tharjaith, but each he's had, the Magic have nearly been on the receiving end of. Strange complexion to the contest. It's very end-to-end, it's free flowing, it's perfect if you're a neutral. You're biting your nails if you're a City supporter. You're showcasing promise, but the mistakes you made defensively might come back to haunt you. It's Makausha. Finds Lawless. Gus in a wide area. They're queuing up. Gus steps in. Lawless takes a touch, and he scores. He stemmed the move, and he might as well finish it. Stefan Lawless throws the right, throws the left. And suddenly, City are back on the ropes. A 2-goal buffer reinstated. And a sigh of relief, perhaps, around Paisley Park as the Magic have hit 4. The score's 4-2. Lots of composure from Stefan Lawless upon that goal-scoring opportunity. There's an abundance of experience. A man from Dublin, Ireland, at 30 years of age. 4 goals and 3 assists in 22 NPL Victoria matches in 2024. It's rather versatile. He can play all down the left side, whether it's as midfielder, attacker or fullback. Enjoys being in the engine room also. City, yet again, another sliding doors moment. They've been so close yet so far. Mike passes through the Tharjaith post. The Akuno header just not looping in. Tharjaith will try to step beyond El Halawi.
Help him! Help him!
Karamat slipping momentarily, keeping his feet. Long switching pass. It's a fine one too. Flag will go up upon City. They're offside. Lawless joined Altona December last year. First full season with the Magic. Prior to having joined Altona, he was at Werribee City. And a brief spell, of course, in New Zealand rather, as he did in Ireland and Northern Ireland.
Release! Release! Release!
Quite the finish. As Condolian uses the full length of his box. The ball will never sit up properly for Gauch. Karamat, Sands, running at full steam. O'Driscoll equal to the measure as he brings the ball to the corner and sends down the line. Karamat just skipping beyond his grasp. O'Halloran takes it upon himself. Wants to now progress down the right flank. Moreland's cleaned things up. Sidestepping. And Rob does well. And ball the call. That's a double change to be initiated. That's all she wrote for O'Halloran, who found his goal. Daniel Di Francesco has been introduced. Nathan Liberto also to do the same. Yasevsky having his night concluded. Substitute getting stuck in early on. A header and a clearance away. Fabrizio tried getting underneath. Liberto. See a potential qualm from Fabrizio. He calls for a clearance. Sidestepping was Delides. Gusts. Liberto has fresh legs he can exercise. He wanted to try and lock Gauch as Liberto over the top for Gusts. The flag will stay down. Gauch, it's moved a bit out wide. Not over yet the attacking move for Altona, but they certainly are in a bit more promising position. As Gusts, cross is deflected, and out for a corner. Jevsky thought he might have been impeded. One of the pleasures about commentating in Altona, the train tends to just travel on through, providing some nice ambience, you could argue. Corner taken short. Liberto in some space on the edge of the box. His cross is blocked. As Sands touches nicely on to Karamat, who wants to let the ball roll in front of him. And well, that symbolises the night it's been for Moreland. It looks like they've had something promising, but it just seemed to lose their bearings and not have the rub of the green. Well, they're staring down the barrel now. So, not so much how, but when for them to succumb to relegation. I need something, nothing short of a miracle here. Zakuno undercooks the pass. And now Gauch. The flag will stay down. He's isolated, there's no one in the box. But he earns a corner. Roberto will fly this ball in. Options plentiful in the box. O'Driscoll, the back posts flicked on at the front. Gus is just being pushed onto the ball. Lozanovsky furious. As Karamat has done supremely well to get the ball travelling out wide to his right. Akuno's onto the pass potentially, but the backtracking is there. As Rossi nearly had it caught, and he's given possession away. Very lucky let off perhaps for the Magic, and they look to transition. They might have numbers. Lawless has Liberto out wide, has Gauch more central. He unleashes Gauch brilliantly. He's in behind, around Condolian, and in for 5. What nearly was a calamity at one end is a complete meal at the other. Bullgaush at the brace. The coolest man in the place upon him bearing down upon Condolian, who, like a deer in headlights, could not do anything. Gaush took him out the equation. Some evasive footwork. And the Magic hit 5. They lead by 3 at Paisley Park. It's fitting how I mentioned throughout the course of the first half how this round has been many blowouts and, well, performances from teams. There's been many games full of goals. That's a long-range effort that was low from Akuno. Just keeping Christian Rossi rather warm. He hasn't been too exercised tonight. The efforts in which he has experienced, he could not exactly do much about, despite his most valiant efforts in denying the Suresh goal.
Shape!
They finished in 12th, 2023, having avoided relegation. And National Premier League Victoria winners of the second division in 2022. The club founded in 1990. And Moreland FC had merged with Moreland City. They'll be heading back into the second tier of Victorian football. As Gaush is chasing a hat-trick, which he will receive. Bullgaush, deep in the season, wants the accolades. And upon some sloppy play from City, it's Gaush who hits a hat-trick at Paisley Park, and the punishment has yet to not stop as Altona look unrelenting. 6-2 the score. It's become all but a bit of a spanking. So Condolian had possession. His clearance was intercepted by Liberto, then it was Fabrizio who just strolled in. It was a first-time touch from Lawless, and the finish from Gaush was flawless, you could say. The contest has been well and truly wrapped up, as has the season for both sides. It's possibly all mathematically wrapped up now for Moreland in terms of their tenure in the top flight. It's not exactly something in which anyone would take pride in disclosing on commentary. We have certainly a lot of football-minded people within their administration, and there's no doubt in which they look to rebound upon their exit from the NPL. Have the means to do so in the following seasons. So that ball to the back post to unlock gusts. With the wind just breeze wide. Cast your mind back to a few Moreland games throughout this season where they really kept themselves competitive against the likes of Avondale and South Melbourne. It was at CB Smith in round 2. I know we're going back a fair while now, but they required a Harrison Sawyer penalty to get the 3 points, where City had arguments in that contest to potentially win. So it's a testament to how they really operate and how they go about things. They had results not go their way for the majority of the first half of the season. Found some results flurry their way in quick succession, but just haven't seemed to get things moving. Perhaps too little too late. They had started going right for them. It's also a CB Smith where they held Avondale only to a 1-0 loss in the end. Avondale prevailing. Strange, they remained rather competitive against teams at the top end of the table. Teams at the bottom end, they seem to falter as Sands finds shape on the cross. Kuno was offside. Even if he was to make contact. They would push teams like Heidelberg away from home. They would win contests in which you wouldn't expect them to, and the manner they did. 4-0 against Dandy Thunder back in round 13. At home for the Moreland City fans to enjoy.
Keep it!
You cast your mind back to when they went to Avenger Park and put 3 beyond a scoreless Avondale. It was only a few rounds ago as Gauch had plentiful time, which he hadn't utilised to his fullest advantage. Ismail Haji had entered some time ago. He was in some space there to perhaps enter the score sheet. In round 17 where they had that major upset, one in which many pundits and viewers of the competition alike perhaps thought was what would kickstart Moreland's campaign to find safety. Following that, they would lose at home to St Albans by a goal and in the space of 2 rounds concede 13 goals. Somewhat all but wrapping up their season, you could argue. They left it too little too late, and Altona don't really have much to play for other than pride and personal accolades, and they've got those in abundance tonight as Kyoba does enough to get the ball moved out wide. Akuno in control. Holds the play up nicely. Kyoba fronted by Liberto. A sense of anticipation surrounding the full-time whistle at Paisley Park. The job is done for Altona. Moreland perhaps hunting for a consolation prize. Karamat takes the game upon himself. 3-man press and weave, and Mattia will sound his whistle. This was something he didn't like in the build-up. Much like the first half, not many rather stoppages to really speak of, so you just ponder out of time, which the 4th official will award soon. So out of time in the first half. So Joshua Drake will have that decision shortly as City, can they find something to cheer about? Haji has Gauch and strong. There's Arom. Certainly had to be. It was Ali rather, who was imperative. Gauch would have simply strolled in on Condolian. And Allo not got across. Karamat. Awarding a foul yet again to City. 3 minutes will be the amount of stoppage time added by Joshua Drakeford to the contest. It's launched long. O'Driscoll will head on, and Lawless just getting in the way of Gust. Or vice versa. Tharjith, he's been so close tonight to a couple of brilliant moments. That's special from him. The sidestep, the cross, not so much. It sits up on the edge of the box. Acuna wants to turn. Jose Sands will finish. That's his 9th of the season. Just a casual goal fest yet again, in which the Magic have exhibited at Paisley Park on this occasion. I've just had to ensure that I've got the scores correct, given there's been that many goals. 6-3 the score now. A 9-goal thriller. It feels as if it was played on indoor court, this kind of match. So yes, it's the second time this season the Magic have had a 9-goal thriller. Not as thrilling in comparison to that contest they had at Petty's Reserve. But Moreland got their consolation, and Sands finished nicely, to his credit.
Come on, Jay, get in there.
Tharjith. Hadji just trying to interpret some space. Lawless had his shirt pulled by Tharjith. O'Driscoll takes it quickly. Gust. Is there one late one from the hosts? Nice ball. Momentarily looked like it might have had good shape. Condolian would arrive. St Albans will be licking their chops, considering the task they have at hand tomorrow. Take on Dandy Thunder. They'll wrap up proceedings for round 24. And it's all with St Albans now. If they are to find another win at home, it might just guarantee their safety. Exactly guarantee, might not be the correct terminology to use, but certainly give them that match-required breathing space at this stage of the season. Manningham with that win, still in contention perhaps to maybe have a late grasp attempt at remaining in the competition. 13th spot, one in which now both St Albans and Manningham will be fighting tooth and nail for. City at the equation as Lucas Matthias sounds the full-time whistle at Paisley Park. A 9-goal thriller to close off this Saturday of round 24 in season 2024 of the NPL Victoria competition. Goals plentiful, goal scorers in abundance. Gauch with a hat-trick. The Magic just having quite the contest with a side of Maundin, whom had to win to keep themselves somewhat out of that bottom spot. But it's all become, dare I say, mathematically impossible now. Although there's 2 games left in the season, a given there on 7 points, it simply cannot be done. Full time in St Albans, it's the hosts who win by 3 goals with the full-time score 6-3. And that's going to wrap it up for us on the coverage. We thank you for joining us. And until tomorrow's round concluder at St Albans, where Dynamo take on Dandy Thunder, that'll be all for this Saturday night. I've been Adam Palombi, and until tomorrow, we'll see you in St Albans live on the YouTube app. Thank you and good night.